Hi, Scott here from the Centre of Excellence's Modelling Systems team. Today I'm going to be talking to you about backups. Backups are something that's really important for your research. You don't want your hard drive to fail and then you're left with nothing. So it's one of the first things you should be setting up on the computer. I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible. I don't practice what I teach. But today I'm going to change that. I'm going to set up backups on my computer. So, there are a few different ways you can do backups. You can have an external hard drive. You can use something like Dropbox in the cloud or over the internet. Problems with stuff like Dropbox is they're not necessarily unlimited space, so it's not a good place to put your data outputs from model simulations and that sort of thing. There's also stuff like MDSS at NCI, which is a big tape-based data storage facility, which is easy if you're running your models at NCI because it's pretty simple to take them over. I'm not going to talk about MDSS today. Today I'm just going to be talking about local backups on my computer. So I've got an external hard drive. I'm running Ubuntu, so if I ls/media, I can see I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive there. So what I'm going to do is set up automatic backups, so every night all of my computer is backed up onto my external hard drive. This will protect me from stuff like a hard drive failure. It won't protect me from, say, a fire in the building which would destroy everything. So you've sort of got to rank the different levels of what you want to protect. This isn't the only way I use backups. I also use GitHub a lot, which means things are synchronized between my computer and the main GitHub server, as well as a few things are copied across to different computers. So I've got a lot of stuff on Value, which will be backed up by NCI. Sometimes your own computers will be backed up by your local IT people. That's something you should check into. So let's get started. So the best tool for doing backups on Linux is a tool called rsync. So you might be using it to copy between servers. You can also use it as a backup tool. So there are a few flags you can add to rsync to make it useful for backups. -A means it's in archive mode. It'll preserve timestamps and owners. Capital A and capital X are to do with extended permissions and access control lists. They're just handy to have. They're probably not needed overall or all the time. And another handy thing is X, which means only look across one file system. If I'm backing up root, I don't want to also back up my backup hard drive. So let's have a look at the different file systems on my computer. I can do that with df. I'll just put the file size in human readable format is -h. So these are all the file systems on my computer. Important ones here are root, so that's what everything's under. So if you don't use the -x to have a single file system, backing up root will back up everything, including my backup disk. So you've got root, dev we don't care about, that's devices, that just comes with the computer. Run, that's running processes, we don't care. Scratch is a local file system, that's my second hard disk, as well as user local, might be handy to have. So we're going to back up these 3 file systems: root, /scratch, and /user local. So let's first try out rsync. So we're going to make a directory for each of these. So we're going to go cd media hard drive, and I've already got a backup directory here which is from the previous installment of my computer, so I'm going to make a new one just so I don't overwrite the old backups. So I upgraded to a more recent version of Ubuntu, which formatted my hard disk. So I'm going to make a directory, WalesNix 2, for my second backup iteration. And within that, I'm going to make /root, scratch, and user local. And those are the 3 file systems I'm going to back up. So now let's try it. What's the easiest to back up? Probably root. So let's start with that. So what we want to do is rsync, then all of those options here, -a, x, x, delete. So we'll be using that when we make this automated. Delete will, if there's already if the file is in the backup but not in your local storage, so if you've deleted a file, it'll also be deleted in the backup. You don't have to do that. You might want to keep around things if you do delete them. And we're going to also do -v for verbose, just so we can see what's happening. And we're going to back up root to media, WalesNix 2, root, like that. So we can see everything gets copied across. We can see if we stop that, I'll just stop that with Control-C. We're in it set. If we try and start this again, we'll just keep going where we left off. So we're still in etc. So let's look at our backups just to make sure things are working properly. WalesNix 2 root -L. So we can see we've got timestamps May 7th at 5